I'm going to read Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, shloka number 11. So you can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, shloka number 11. You may repeat after me. Ye yathā māṁ prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmy aham mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. I'll recite the entire shloka for benefit of all of us. Ye yathā māṁ prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmy aham mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. Lord Kṛṣṇa is saying to Arjuna, Ye yathā, which means that whosoever, in whatever the capacity, So, like here the translation is all who, as. And then tāṁs tathā. You see this word? Ye yathā tāṁs tathā. These are the words which means that whosoever surrenders, prapadyante means to surrender. And māṁ means me. Me means Kṛṣṇa here. Kṛṣṇa is telling to Arjuna. He says, Ye yathā māṁ prapadyante. Whosoever surrenders to Kṛṣṇa in a particular proportion, in a particular mood, in that proportion or in that mood, Kṛṣṇa will reciprocate. So what is Kṛṣṇa saying? As all surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. So, in whatever the mood you surrender, the Kṛṣṇa will reward you accordingly. Ye yathā tāṁs tathā. So, if you surrender to Kṛṣṇa, considering that Kṛṣṇa is your dear friend, like Arjuna surrendered to Lord Kṛṣṇa as a friend, he said, Hey Kṛṣṇa, you are my friend, but I am surrendering to you. So, Lord Kṛṣṇa reciprocated him and he guided him as a guru. So, Lord Kṛṣṇa is saying, as all surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. Now, Kansa was, Kansa, right? Kansa was an enemy, or he was a demoniac. And he was also remembering Kṛṣṇa. But he was remembering Kṛṣṇa as an enemy. So he tāṁs tathā, ye yathā tāṁs tathā. So as he was remembering Kṛṣṇa as an enemy, Kṛṣṇa also reciprocated like that. Now you want to be my enemy, I will fight with you. Sudama, you know Sudama's story? Sudama came to Kṛṣṇa because his wife forced him. Sudama, very poor Brahman, no food to eat in the family. But he never begged. So wife said, your brother, your friend, he is the king of Dwarka. Can you go and ask some help? He will give you a little money, which will be enough for us to survive. But Sudama said, I cannot go and beg from my friend. So she says, at least go and meet him as a friend. You haven't met your friend for a long time. So, ye yathā. So Sudama came all the way walking. Poor Brahman, no shoes, torn cloth, walking all the way from Gujarat Porbandar to Dwarka.
What's that?
Poor Sudama came, and Kṛṣṇa, seeing that his friend has come to see him, how did Kṛṣṇa go? Running, barefoot, from the palace, and all the Dwarkavasis and the guards and everybody saying, oh, what is Kṛṣṇa doing? Kṛṣṇa had a chadar like this. While running, chadar fell off. Kṛṣṇa didn't pick up the chadar. He go to meet Sudama, and Sudama hugged. So, ye yathā, tāṁs tathā. Shabri, Bhagavan Ramchandra, waiting for thousands of years for Ram to come. So Lord Ramji came and ate the fruits, berries, which were eaten by Shabri. Usually we don't eat, somebody eat, you don't touch the food. But Lord Ramji, so merciful, ate the fruits which are eaten by Shabri. That is the power. There are innumerable examples where whatever the mood you surrender, Kṛṣṇa will reciprocate. There is another example you can say is of Srila Prabhupada. Recently, in this century, Prabhupada ji surrendered to Kṛṣṇa, and his mission was to preach Bhagavad Gita all over the world. So he came with no money, only $7 in his pocket, came to America, nobody to look after him. But he was surrendered. Prabhupada ji got heart attack while traveling on a ship, cargo ship. But Kṛṣṇa looked after him. And Bhagavad Gita of Srila Prabhupada is still the highest selling Bhagavad Gita on the planet. Why? Ye yathā tāṁs tathā. Says Prabhupada ji completely surrendered Kṛṣṇa. So here there are innumerable examples. Draupadi. Draupadi raised both hands. Hey Kṛṣṇa, hey Govinda, please save me. And what Kṛṣṇa did? How? Actually, Kṛṣṇa became the sari. People say Kṛṣṇa sent the sari. No, Kṛṣṇa took the form of the sari and protected Draupadi. Like that. So, te yathā tāṁs tathā. Whatever the mood you surrender, Kṛṣṇa will reciprocate. Kṛṣṇa is not like that. Whatever is your mood of service, there was a little squirrel. Well, Ramchandraji asked all the monkeys to build the bridge. All the monkeys were throwing the stones, and Sri Ram was written. All the stones were floating. And then a little squirrel came. You know the story? Squirrel. So the squirrel was taking some grains of sand and putting there. Hanumanji said, squirrel, move aside. You are a disturbance. But Ramchandraji said, no, whatever the proportion of contribution, doesn't matter. The squirrel has little contribution, I will reward. Doesn't matter. So whatever is your capacity, Kṛṣṇa doesn't see the quantity, he sees the quality. How much love you are putting into it. So that squirrel put little bit sand. Hanumanji said, please. No. Ramji said, let her do whatever she is doing. And then Ramji touched the squirrel, and then the marks of the Lord Ramji's finger are there on the squirrel. So in this way, we can see that Lord will accept all your offerings. Whether you offer patra, pushpam, phalam, tvayam. You offer water also is no problem. You can offer water to Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa, this is my water offering to you. Kṛṣṇa will take it. Why? It's not that because Kṛṣṇa is thirsty, but because of your love for Kṛṣṇa. So there are some people who say that God has no form. We believe Kṛṣṇa is the form of God. Kṛṣṇa is the God, and the God has form. But there are some people who do not believe that God has a form. You know anybody who like that?
But I heard it differently. He takes the form that we see. Like, for example, if you feel something, if something that gives you devotion. So Lord takes up.
That is there. So some people, like say for example in Islam, they don't believe that God is a person. They believe that God is light. So they don't say that Kṛṣṇa has 2 hands, God has 2. No. They say God has no form. God is just a light. So there are other people who believe that God is there in everyone as a Paramatma. So as there is God everyone, the God himself is finished because he has distributed himself. They are also called Mayavadis. So these 2 categories. One who says God has no form, and another says God is finished because God has been distributed among all of us. These are called Mayavadis. But then there is devotees like Mirabai, Narsimhata, Ramanujacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Vishnu Swami, Shankaracharya, all these great acharyas, Mirabai, Tukaram, Gnaneshwar, all these great saintly people, they believe that God has a form. But Lord Kṛṣṇa says, tāṁs vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. But then all the people, they follow my path. Whether they believe that God has form or whether they believe God has no form. Everybody follows Kṛṣṇa's path. How is that?
They think about Kṛṣṇa.
Because indirectly they think about Kṛṣṇa. You see, the light, even though they say that God is a light, but that light is coming from Kṛṣṇa. You understand? So that is why Lord Kṛṣṇa is saying, everyone follows my path. Purport. We'll read the purport by Srila Prabhupada. You want to read Uday loudly?
Everyone is searching for Kṛṣṇa in the different aspects of his manifestations. Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal brahma-jyotir
Effulgence.
and as all the pervading Supersoul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms.
Yes, so here there are 2 aspects we mentioned, right? One is as a light, brahma-jyotir, effulgence, and second as a Paramatma. So these are 2 manifestations. So some people say that God is a light, and other people say God is a Paramatma within. So this is included. But
Kṛṣṇa is fully realized only by his pure devotees.
Go ahead.
Consequently, Kṛṣṇa is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him.
So he says that anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desires. So as I said, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti, Shabdate. So there are 3 stages of realization of Kṛṣṇa. One is Brahman, second is Paramatma, third is Bhagavan. Brahman is the light realization. Paramatma is the realization within everyone. And Bhagavan is the personal form of realization. Analogy can be like here, I can see the light coming in. That's his first realization. That sun is there. Then when I go outside, I can see the sun. That is second realization. And third realization is I can go on the sun planet itself and realize the sun. So these are 3 realizations, right? For example, somebody standing outside making a sound, I can hear and I can say there is someone there. Then second realization, person comes here, I can see him. And third realization, I sit and talk to him and I know now how is person, who is that person, like that. Okay, so there are 3 realizations, right? Similarly, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Brahman is the light realization, then he expands as a Paramatma and then himself. Go ahead.
In the transcendental world also, Kṛṣṇa reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him.
Yeah, so just as devotee wants him. We give so many examples, right? So in the transcendental world also, Kṛṣṇa will reciprocate as you want devotee. Like Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya, they wanted Kṛṣṇa as a son. So they reciprocated as a son. Radharani wanted him as a Ishvara, Bhagavan. So Krishna. Radharani is the greatest devotee of Lord, right? So everybody has different desires to be with Krishna, and Krishna will respect that desire.
One devotee may want Krishna as Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover.
Really?
Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different
Intensities of love for him, right? So Krishna is very kind and he will reciprocate. Whatever the love, whatever the emotions you have, Krishna will find those emotions and reciprocate like that. There are many devotees with the deities also, like if you go to many places in South India, North India, everywhere, you will hear the deities talking to people, to pujaris. And this is a fact actually, this happens. When you have intense relationship with deities, if you have a deity at home, you have puja at home. Like not that way, but a relationship in the sense like you can have personal emotion exchange with Krishna. Next one.
In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord, and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service.
Correct. So devotees always want to love and serve Krishna, and they get happiness by serving Krishna. Rahul, you want to read further?
Yeah. As for those who are impersonal and who want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Krishna helps also by absorbing them into his
Personal effulgence.
Such impersonalities do not agree to accept the eternal, blissful personality of the God. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of the transcendental personal service of the Lord. Having extinguished their individuality, some of them...
Yeah, so we'll pause here for 1 second. So here, this is called as spiritual suicide. Spiritual suicide means that you do not want to accept Krishna as a person. You want to just accept him as a light or as an impersonal thing. Then what happens is that, you see, for us it is easy to do service to Krishna. We decorate this Krishna, we decorate Krishna's deity, we offer the food, we offer bhoga to Krishna, we sing his mantra, we meditate upon him. We can have darshan of Jagannath Baldev, we can have Rath Yatra also, right? Now those who do not believe in the form of God, can they have Rath Yatra? They can't have. We decorate Krishna every day and we see his beautiful form. Those who do not believe, what are they going to decorate? Nothing. We offer food to Krishna. Those who do not believe in the form of Krishna, are they going to offer the food? We have a beautiful altar for Krishna. Isn't it looking beautiful? So then those who do not believe in the form of Krishna, will they get this chance? They will never get the chance. So this is called a suicide. Suicide means that you have opportunity but you just give it up. You don't want to use it. That is called. So this is called spiritual suicide, which means that you have, like say, beautiful forms of pastimes of Krishna, like Krishna, Makanchori Leela, Kaliya Daman Leela, and Damodar Leela, and Lord Ramachandraji going to Lanka and killing Ravana. It's a beautiful pastime, right? Now, we believe in the form of Krishna, so we enjoy these pastimes. Imagine a person who does not believe in the God or does not believe in the form of the God. He will not enjoy any of this. What a waste of life. Right? So, yeah, he won't believe in any avatar. So some people are like that. So that's their loss. That's called a spiritual suicide. Okay, go further.
Some of them who are not firmly situated even in the impersonal existence return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities. They are not admitted into spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on their material
Correct.
plans.
So now you see some of them, so what happens is that when a devotee gives up life, body, not life but the body, when like say a devotee who is completely surrendered to Krishna and his body is finished, he go back to Golok Vrindavan Dham, Krishna Dham. From there he never comes back. But a person who believes in the impersonal form of God, then he will not be allowed to enter into the Kṛṣṇa. He will come back. Yeah, he will have to come back again. Because you don't believe in Krishna's form. So, if you do not believe in Kṛṣṇa, why would Kṛṣṇa give you entry in his own abode? He will never give you abode.
We are all Krishna's subordinates. If our body dies, then what will be the body remain? Only the Vedas can go there.
No. All the devotees who are completely surrendered, 100%, they can go to Kṛṣṇa Loka. If you have little bit of desire to enjoy this material world, then you will not go there. Little bit of desire. No? Even a desire like very tiny desire. But Krishna will say, okay, first finish all the desires and then come to me. You see, pure bhakti is possible only if we are satisfied with all our material desires. As long as we have material desires, pure bhakti is not possible. Then it will be Mishra Bhakti. There are two types of bhakti. One is Shuddha Bhakti and second is Mishra Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti means complete surrender. And Mishra Bhakti means you have some desires to enjoy. Okay, go next.
For those who are fruitive workers, the Lord awards with the desired results for the prescribed duties as
Yagneshvara.
And those who are yogis seeking the mystic powers are awarded with such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone. And all the kinds of spiritual process are but different degrees of success on the same path. Unless therefore one comes to the highest perfection of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect, as it is stated in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 2.2.
Akam sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusham param.
Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for the complete perfection, accumulating in
Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So this is very important verse actually. Akama sarva kamava. Akama sarva kamava. One who has given up all the desires. Even the desire to get moksha. To get moksha liberated is also a desire. So when one is without desire or desirous of all fruitive results or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Akam sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena. Tivrena means great intensity. Actually, tivra means if there is a fire here, what will happen? With the great intensity will run. Because there is a big fire, right? You will not stop here for a second. Because it's a fire. It's a great fire. Similarly, when we worship Kṛṣṇa, we should worship with such an intensity that now this is the last chance. There's no other chance. For example, like you see, say your very close family or friend is dying. He's on a deathbed. Doctor says within 5 minutes he's going to die. What would you do? You will just intensely pray for him, or you intensely hug him, or you stand next to him. That intensity is called tivra. So whenever we see Kṛṣṇa, we should see that, oh, this is the only moment I have to be with Kṛṣṇa. I don't know whether I'm going to be alive or not. So let me worship Kṛṣṇa in this life. So as soon as you get up in the morning, you think, Kṛṣṇa, I'm going to use the entire day for your service. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajati purusham param. So we have to worship Kṛṣṇa. Right, like that. So with this, we will end this shloka. You have any questions, comments? You like this shloka? This is one of the best shloka of Bhagavad Gita.